सदा स्मेरवक्त्रं कृपापूर्णनेत्रं स्थिरं दीनमित्रं जनप्रीतिपात्रम् सुविज्ञातशास्त्रं कषायाक्तवस्त्रम् दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे परब्रह्मनिष्ठं स्वतो धर्मनिष्ठम् अहिंसैकनिष्ठं स्वशिष्यै सुजुष्टम् यतीनां वरिष्ठं गुरूणां गरिष्ठम् दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे सुशास्त्रे चरन्तं सदा सञ्चरन्तं जनान् बोधयन्तं भवादुद्धरन्तं मठां स्थापयन्तं गुरून् पूजयन्तं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे कलानां प्रचारं दधानं विनम्रम् स्वयं ग्रन्थकारं सदा मानितारम् नमत्तापहारं स्वयं निर्विकारम् दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे सदा शान्तिमूर्तिं सदा क्षान्तिमूर्तिं सदा दान्तिमूर्तिं सदा सत्यमूर्तिं प्रमाणप्रवृत्तिं दिशान्तं सुकीर्तिं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे इदं पञ्चकं यः पठेत् शुद्धचित्तः सदा मोक्षमार्गे नितान्तं प्रवृत्तः प्रसादात् स शास्तुर्भवे ज्ञानयुक्तः स जीवन्मृतो वा भवे नित्यमुक्तः स जीवन्मृतो वा भवेत् नित्यमुक्तः सदा स्मेरवक्त्रं कृपापूर्णनेत्रं स्थिरं दीनमित्रं जनप्रीतिपात्रम् सुविज्ञातशास्त्रं कषायाक्तवस्त्रम् दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे परब्रह्मनिष्ठं स्वतो धर्मनिष्ठम् स्वशिष्यै सुजुष्टम् यतीनां वरिष्ठं गुरूणां गरिष्ठम् दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे सुशास्त्रे चरन्तं सदा सञ्चरन्तं जनान् बोधयन्तं भवादुद्धरन्तं मठां स्थापयन्तं गुरून् पूजयन्तं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे कलानां प्रचारं दधानं विनम्रम् स्वयं ग्रन्थकारं सदा मानितारम् नमत्तापहारं स्वयं निर्विकारम् दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे सदा शान्तिमूर्तिं सदा क्षान्तिमूर्तिं सदा दान्तिमूर्तिं सदा सत्यमूर्तिं प्रमाणप्रवृत्तिं दिशान्तं सुकीर्तिं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे इदं पञ्चकं यः पठेत् शुद्धचित्तः सदा मोक्षमार्गे नितान्तं प्रवृत्तः प्रसादात् स शास्तुर्भवे ज्ञानयुक्तः स जीवन्मृतो वा भवे नित्यमुक्तः स जीवन्मृतो वा भवेत् नित्यमुक्तः सदा स्मेरवक्त्रं कृपापूर्णनेत्रं स्थिरं दीनमित्रं जनप्रीतिपात्रम् सुविज्ञातशास्त्रं कषायाक्तवस्त्रं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे परब्रह्मनिष्ठं स्वतो धर्मनिष्ठम् अहिंसैकनिष्ठं स्वशिष्यै सुजुष्टम् यतीश्री चरन्तं सदा सञ्चरन्तं जनान् बोधयन्तं भवादुद्धरन्तं मठां स्थापयन्तं गुरून् पूजयन्तं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे कलानां प्रचारं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे इदं पञ्चकं यः पठेत् शुद्धचित्तः सदा मोक्षमार्गे नितान्तं प्रवृत्तः प्रसादात् स शास्तुर्भवे ज्ञानयुक्तः स जीवन्मृतो वा भवे नित्यमुक्तः स जीवन्मृतो वा भवेत् नित्यमुक्तः सदा स्मेरवक्त्रं कृपापूर्णनेत्रं स्थिरं दीनमित्रं जनप्रीतिपात्रं सुविज्ञातशास्त्रं कषायाक्तवस्त्रं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे परब्रह्मनिष्ठं स्वतो धर्मनिष्ठम् अहिंसैकनिष्ठं स्वशिष्यैः सुजुष्टम् यतीनां वरिष्ठं गुरूणां गरिष्ठं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे सुशास्त्रे चरन्तं सदा सञ्चरन्तं जनान् बोधयन्तं भवादुद्धरन्तं मठां स्थापयन्तं गुरून् पूजयन्तं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे कलानां प्रचारं दधानं विनम्रं स्वयं ग्रन्थकारं सतां मानितारं नमत्तापहारं स्वयं निर्विकारं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे सदा शान्तिमूर्तिं सदा क्षान्तिमूर्तिं सदा दान्तिमूर्तिं सदा सत्यमूर्तिं प्रमाणप्रवृत्तिं दिशान्तं सुकीर्तिं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे
सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये। चैतन्यं सर्वगं सर्वं सर्वभूतगुहाशयं यत्सर्वविषयातीतं तस्मै सर्वविदे नमः। प्रत्येगात्मनि तस्मात् तत् दुःखं नैवोपपद्यते। Therefore, in Pratyegatma, no upapadyate, it is not logical or tenable there can be any dukkha in Pratyegatma. Because the author showed स्पर्शोपि यथा स्पर्शम अचलश्चलनादि च अविवेकात्. Even though the self is beyond sparsha or touch, I feel I am touched. Achala chalanadi cha, even though I am immovable, I feel that I am restless. Aviveka. And so at the level of body, whatever sensations I think I have are due to aviveka, identifying with the body. The level of mind, whatever feelings I have also are due to the identification of the mind. Tatha dukkham manasam cha atmanikshate. Manasam dukkham, the dukkha, the sorrow that obtains in the mind, one thinks that it belongs to me. Vivekatma dhiya dukkham nudyate chalanadivat. When viveka is done, chalanadivat, the chalanam belongs to the mind, etc. With that vivekatma dhiya, when there is a viveka rupaya atma dhiya, of the nature of viveka, of atma and atma viveka, chalanadivat, just as with the body I create distance of mind, dukkham nudyate, the dukkha also, the sorrow also is eliminated, removed. Aviveka svabhavena manogacchati anicchataha. It is because aviveka or identification that anicchataha manah gacchati. So the mind goes. It is nature of mind to go, whether you want it or not. But that all belongs to the mind. All chalanam belongs to mind, dukkham belongs to mind, sparsha belongs to body. Tadatu dushyate dukkham naishalye naiva tasya tata. So when there is aviveka, then dushyate dukkham. dukkha of the mind is thought to be dukkha of the Atma, Nischalya. So, even in the mind also becomes Nischalam. As long as the mind is Chalayaman, so long also this Viveka is difficult. Nischalya, this Viveka becomes possible when mind also becomes Nischalam. Meaning that there are situations such as Viveka where we see that the dukkha belongs elsewhere in a location other than Atma. Therefore, no upadyate. It is not logical, tenable that dukkham belongs to Atma. Tum satoho tulya nidatvat nilashvad idam bhaved. So vakyadeva brahmasmiti aparoksha jnanam bhavati. That I am Brahma, that aparoksha jnana happens by the Mahavakya. What's the Mahavakya? So, Sat Tvamasi. Tat Tvamasi, Sat Tvamasi. You are Sat. Tvam Satoho Tulya Nidatvat. In that Vakya, both the words Tvam and Sat are the same Nida or the same Vibhakti, same case. Nila Ashvat Idam Bhave, just as Nila Ashva, or a blue horse, the words blue and horse belong to the same case. Same locus as a matter of fact. So here with Tat and Sat or Sat and Tvam belong to the same locus. For that the example is blue horse, which is not an ideal example, but it's given here. It is supposed to be example of Samadhikaranyam. Nirdukhavachana yogat tvam shabdasya pratyekatma vidhanena tat shabdasya yutestatha. Katham padayoho ekartha nishthatvam. These two words, tvam and sat, how do they have that? They have their abidance, they culminate into the same meaning, even though the literal meanings are different. Sat has one meaning, namely existence. Tvam has another meaning, namely limited consciousness. But when analyzed or deliberated upon, then we realize that both these words ultimately culminate into meaning the same entity. Padayo ekarthanishthatvam. How these two words, Sat and Tvam, ultimately has their nishtha, their culmination into ekartha, one meaning. Nirdukhavachina Sat Shabdena Yogat Samadhikaranyat. So Sat is said as Nirdukhavachina. Sat or existence is Nirdukkhavachi, is devoid of dukkha. Sat means Brahman, means Ishvara. Means there cannot be dukkha or the sorrow in Ishvara or Sat or Brahman. So it's very clear that it being limitless or boundless, there cannot be dukkha there. So nirdukhavachana, dukkha is a result of the sense of limitation. Sat is boundless without any attributes at all. And there are no attributes, therefore there are no boundaries, therefore there cannot be dukkha. Yogat samadhikaranyat tvam shabdasya tadarthata. That in the Mahavakya, Sat Tvamasi, the Sat and Tvam are in the same adhikarana, means that they mean the same entity. What Sat means is what the Tvam means. So yoga samadhikaranyat tvam shabdasya tadarthata. Therefore the word Tvam is used in the sense of Sat. So this is what we arrive at by the Samadhikaranyam. Because these words are placed in the same locus, That means that their ultimate meaning is the same. Even though vachyartha, outward, common meaning is different, the fact that they are placed on the same locus, that means that even though the vachyartha is different, they must refer to the same entity. That is the rule of the samanadikaranyam. Ekasmin arthe tatparyam. Tatparya, the purport is only in one. Even though the words have a different common meaning, but then they are in the same case, eka vivaktikanam. So, bhinna pravrutti nimittam, their pravrutti or common meaning is different. They are placed on the same vivakti, same locus. Therefore, ekasmin arthe tatparyam. That is the idea of this samadhikaranyam. That is when samadhikaranyam is used, when words have tatparya in the same meaning. Prakrishtaha, prakasha, chandraha. So this is a common example given by samadhikaranyam. So prakrishtaha, the most exalted, prakasha, the brightest, is chandraha. There prakrishtaha means prakasha, that means chandraha. Pratyekātmā vidhānena tat shabdasya yutestatha. Therefore, samadhikaranyat aparokshatmada siddhyati. Satah aparokshatmata siddhyati. Satah or tatah. Because there is samadhikaranyam between sat and tvam, sat tvamasi. Therefore, when you deliberate upon this use, you realize that the use of samadhikaranya is made to make us realize that both of them have the same meaning, meaning that tatparya, the purport of both the words is the same. How will it be? Apparently, both the words have contradictory meaning. The sat is nirvishesham, limitless. Tvam is, even though I am consciousness, but still I am limited. And still they are placed in the same adhikaranam. So that sat is paroksha, and the tvam is limited, parichindam. So this is what creates a sense of separation. I think it's sat or Ishvara is different from me, Brahman is different from me. Because I think that Brahman is elsewhere in some different place, that I cannot be Brahman because I am limited. So Brahman is consciousness, all right, but paroksha, remote. And I am immediate, all right, but limited. And therefore, that remoteness and limitedness, both of these are notions. This is what the Vakya is telling us, to deliberate upon that. How do you conclude that you are a limited entity? How do you conclude that Sat or Brahma is remote? You are limited. There is limitation someplace. There is limitation in body, there is limitation in mind, there is limitation in upadhi. And if you deliberate upon the nature of limitation, you find that those limitations belong to upadhi. And that the superimposition is habitually going on. And so also habitually Brahman is thought to be a Ishvara, because I think he is Sarvajna, Sarvashaktiman. So when I look upon myself as Savishesha or possessed of attributes, look upon Brahma also as possessed of attribute, that is the sopadhikam. It is upadhi that creates this kind of separation, duality, distance. The upadhi is incidental. It is not the essential aspect of something. Just as also the upadhi, body, mind, sense are not an essential aspect of me. I exist in deep sleep also. Even when there is no awareness of the body or the mind, etc., I am. So these are not the essential part of me, they are incidental. And so also Brahman is, when there is pralaya, that time no creation, no sustenance, then also Brahman is. So when you take into account all their states, not just the waking state that I am experiencing right now, but what all states I go through, in that what is the most common denominator? The waker, the dreamer, the deep sleeper, the Vishwa, the Tejasa, the Prajna. As Bhashyakara says, Nantah pragyam, na bahish pragyam, no bhayat pragyam. In all of this, jna is the common denominator. And jna means consciousness. Rest is all upadhi. So what separates antah prajna from bahish prajna, from ubhayatah prajna, from prajnana ghana is the upadhi, whereas jna or consciousness is the common denominator. So this requires us to become free from so many complexes. What prevents us from carrying out this kind of viveka is the strong complexes that I am suffering from. A complex of being limited, complex of being inferior, complex of the absence or the difficulty with the self-esteem. So this is what prevents me from seeing the greatness of myself. Mahantam vibhuvatmanam matva dhiro na shochati. Dhiraha, the wise person also having that fortitude of not falling upon simple conclusions, but then challenging those conclusions or examining those conclusions. Vakyamapi aparoksha vastu pratipadakam iti atra drishtantamaha. Usually, as we say, Vakya is thought to give you only paroksha jnanam. So an example is given that Vakya also can give aparoksha jnanam. Dashamastvamistit sityevam Vakyam syat pratyagatmani swarthasya hyapranena vishishtartha samarpakau. Dashamastvamasi, same Vakya. All that Vakya does, as I say, removes the Brahma, understand. The way the knowledge takes place, Dashamosmi, is that my Brahma, that I am not Dashama, that goes away by that Vakya. Not that he realizes 10th man. He has the vision of 10th man. All that happens is this Brahma goes away. So his vision about himself changes. Not that a new vision is created. Nanu tattvam padayoho ekathanishtatve paryayatvapattau sahaprayo anupannahidi chet. Going to the next verse. Tattvamasi, these two words are used in the same sentence. You say that ekathanishtata, nishtha or parivasanam in ekarthata, one consciousness. So ekathanishtatve, if both words amount to the same entity, namely consciousness, both have the same meaning, then they should be paryaya or they should be synonyms. Sahaprayo anupannaheti. Synonyms cannot be used, so this we have done this verse partly. Like Ghataha, Kumbha, we cannot use the words in the same sentence because they are only synonyms. Nasti paryayatva pravrutti nimitta bhedat. The two words can be called a parya or synonym is the pravrutti, meaning that their meaning, the meaning sense in which they are used also is different, is the same. So Ghata is the same pravrutti as Kalasha. But that doesn't have the same pravrutti as Tvam. Soyam Devadatta Saha has a different pravrutti of indicating something as remote. I am as a different pravrutti indicating something that is evident. Vinna pravrutti nimittana. Therefore, they are not paryaya, they are not synonyms. So, verse 173 said, Swarthasya hyaprahanena Vishishtartha samarpakau Pratyagatmavagatyanto Nanyorthorthat virodhyatah. Swarthasya aprahanena. Aprahanena, without giving up swartha, one's own meaning. So tad retains its meaning, tvam retains its meaning. Vishishtartha samarpakau. Therefore, both of them, they mean Vishishtartha, a distinct meaning, a unique sense each one of them has. Pratyagatmavagatyanto. So even though their what we call vachyartha, common meaning is different still, because they are placed in samadhikaranyam, therefore they ultimately conclude into or culminate into one meaning only. Nanyah arthaha arthat virodhi ataha. Therefore, there is no artha that is contrary to this meaning that has been stated here. Ata vachya vedat na paryayata. The literal meaning of the words tvam and tat are different, therefore they are not synonyms. Evam tari akhandarthatvam na syat. They are not synonyms, then how can the meaning be the same? Akhandarthata means that both the words have exactly the same meaning. That would be if they are synonyms. They are not synonyms, then how can they amount to the same meaning? Pratyagatmavagatyanto. Pratyagatmanah. So pratyagatma avagatihi. Pratyagatmana avagatihi. Pratyagatma avagatihi. Pratyagatmana Suddha Sakshana avagatihi. The knowledge of Pratyagatma, Suddha Sakshi, Sakshi that is pure consciousness. Tattvavagatihi, that is Pratyagatma avagatihi. Anta avasanam, that Pratyatma avagatihi, anta avasanam. Yayoho, both the words of avasanam, they culminated into Pratyagatma, the words tat and tvam. So it's dual. Pratyagatmat vagatyanto. Pratyagatma avagati anto. The words tat and tvam are not synonyms. They have two different little meanings. But with the samadhikaranyam, both of them culminated into meaning the same consciousness. So Tika says, Shruyamanam Padayo Samadhikaranyam Mitho Viruddhavachyat Samsarge Anyatara Vishishte Anyatareva Parivasanam Agachat. Shruyamanam Padayo Samadhikaranyam. So, the Samanadikarinam that the Shruti uses in Tattvamasi, Shruvimana Shrutya Paradhyamanam. Mitho Viruddhavachyata Samsarge. So, Mitho Viruddhavachyata, mutually opposite, mutually contradictory literal meaning. Tat means that which is paroksha, and Tvam means that which is aparoksha. So, Vachyartha, Mitho Viruddhavachyartha, the literal meaning are contradictory to each other, asamsarge, when there is no samsarga between them. Samsarga and Vishishta, this is the two kind of relations that we are being told here. So different kinds of samsargas are told. Karya Karana Bhava Samsarga. Two words can have samsarga or contact, association. Suvarna Kundala. So golden earring or gold earring. That golden earring have the Karana Karya. Earring is Karya and this is Karana. Amshamsi, this will come here. Amshamsi Bhavaha Bhumi Usharaha. Ushara means desert. Bhumi means earth. Desert is a part of earth. So Amshamsi Bhavaha, the part and whole. Guna Guni Bhavaha Neelamutpalam, blue lotus. That blue is a guna, lotus is guni. So these kind of samsargas are there. Is any of the samsarga possible between tat and tvam? So says mitho viruddha vachyartha samsarge. Because vachyartha is totally contrary to each other, therefore there cannot be samsarga that karya karana amsha amshi cannot be. Anyatara vishishte anyatareva parivasanam agachat. Oh, Neelam Utpalam, Neela Vishishtam Utpalam, Utpala Vishishtam Neelam. There is a blue lotus, then each word qualifies the other one. The blueness is qualified by lotus because blueness can be anywhere. And lotus is qualified by blueness because lotus can have any color. Anyatara Vishishte Anyapare. Blue, so Utpala Vishishtam Neelatvam and Neela Vishishtam Utpalatvam. One qualified by the other. Pariyasanam agachat, that also does not have a tat and tvam. Kalpyat Veda Paramarshena, then what's a Veda? Now tat and tvam are apparently contradictory in meaning. And still they are placed in the same locus. So, Bheda Paramarshena, what is it that creates in them a sense of totally contradictory in that one is remote, one is immediate, one is limitless, one is limited. So, what is that creates that contradiction? Kalpita Bheda Paramarshena, that is created by Upadhi. The individual upadhi creates sense of limitedness and the maya upadhi creates sense of remoteness. So bheda that we see in tat and tvam or we feel, when we realize what creates that bheda or difference or contradiction is upadhi. Lakshanaya, therefore, by lakshana vritti, the vachyartha is contradictory. But that contradiction is due to upadhi. The upadhi amsha is given up because upadhi is incidental. Then vigata parokshatva, aparokshatvadi amsha. Parokshatva maya also is due to upadhi. Aparokshatva or this body mind sense complex also is due to upadhi. Swarupa matre. So when the costumes are given up, Ishadivayo, Veshadibhida, so it's due to the Vesha that this happens. Swarupa Matre, when you see them as they are without the Vesha of the Upadhi, Swayam Devadatta Itivat, Saha, that Devadatta, that is this Devadatta. So thatness, remoteness of Devadatta is also due to Upadhi of that time and place. And thisness of Devadatta also is Upadhi this time and place. But that is incidental. Thatness and thisness is incidental in Devadatta. When you let go, then Soyam Devadatta. What is Saha? Is Ayam. That is Devadatta. Vyakti is one. It was Akhande Pariyavasyati. So Tat also means the same consciousness with Upadhi, Samashti. Tvam also means same consciousness Upadhi, Vyashti. And that Vyashtitvam, Samastistvam is not nature, it is incidental. What is inherent is the consciousness. Akhande Pariyavasyati. So all the time you recognize that the sense of limitation me is incidental. It is upadhika. I have so much concluded and determined that I am a limited entity. And Ishvara is limitless with paroksha. I have to examine constantly those conclusions and realize that I have arrived at those conclusions simply by identifying the upadhi or giving importance to upadhi. When I gave importance to content, akhande parivasyati. So this Mahavakya helps us to deliberate, contemplate. Mahavakya wants us to deliberate upon the conclusions that we presently have about ourselves as well as about Ishvara and about everything. Tat pada includes not only Ishvara but Jagat also. Everything other than me is included in Tat. And our conclusion about all of this is natural. Because I am born with the habit of identifying with these upadhis, so anything outside the upadhis is taken as separate from me. And upadhi is insignificant, they are so complex that I am insignificant. These complexes have to be given up. And we have to live a life like that, such that the complexes are given up. It will not be just by thinking that, because habit is so deep of taking me to a limited entity, insignificant and so deep that I must make a deliberate effort to see the greatness in myself. Greatness not of the body, not of the mind, which is where I am trying to be great, which is, frustrating. Greatness where it belongs. Meaning that not constantly judging myself based on body, based on mind, based on intellect, based on ego. And there Lord Krishna gives a program of identifying Ishvara or Samasti. Karma Yoga is a program of progressively giving identification to Vyashti. So include others. So it's a program of including, of contributing or including. And Lord Krishna, how much you can include? You can include the whole universe. Akhande pariyavasari pratyekatmavagatyantau. So these both efforts are required. Efforts at the level of habit, effort at the level of thinking. Pratyekatma avagatyantau tattvam shabdau uktau ityartha. So that way the words tat and tvam both will culminate into consciousness, which is the self. So let us read the Tika first. Nanu tattvam padayoho samadhikaranyam अंशत्वादि विषयता भी उपपत्स्यते ननु तत्त्वं पदयोः सामानाधिकरण्यम्. That these two words are placed in the same adhikaranam is not only if they are identical, in other cases also the words are placed in the same case. As we said, like Karikarana Bhava, Suvarna Kundalam, Amsamshi Bhava, Bhumi Ushara, Gunaguni Bhava, Nilamutpalam. So Samadhikaranyam Amshamshitvadi Vishayate Abhi Upachyate. Two words can enjoy identity, of course, then there is Samadhikaranyam. But if they are related to each other, Amshamshi, then also Samadhikaranyam is there. Guna-guni, Samadhikaranyam is there. Karana-karya, Samadhikaranyam is there. So, Amshamshitvadi, etc. Adi includes the Kari-karana also. Adi includes the Guna-guni bhava. Upachyate means that it is logical. Upatti. Kibidi akhandartha pakshapata. Why do Vedantin has this kind of preference or attachment for akhandartha? Why can't you take any one of those other meanings? Therefore, the verse said, Nanya artha arthad virodhi ataha. So, the last quarter, ataha, ataha is the fifth case, asmat ukta, ataha is not therefore. Ataha is the fifth case, asmat ukta akhandarthad. Ataha, from this, from the akhandarthata or the identity that we have said, Anya artha na vedanteshu pratipadyate. Now we are looking at what Vedanta is teaching. We are not going simply by grammar. To arrive at the meaning, we don't simply go by grammar. We also go by what is the intent of Vedanta. What does Vedanta want to communicate? Vedanta doesn't want to communicate that you are a samsari. I already know that Ishvara is different from you, that I already know. So Vedanta could not possibly communicate something that is commonly known, So, na vedanteshu pratipadyate. Asata asmat uktat akhandarthat. The akhandarthata that we have said, that tat and tvam may have the same meaning, identical meaning. Virodhi anya artha na vedanteshu pratipadyate. Vedanta is not teaching us that you are different from Ishvara, you are part of Ishvara, you are etc. Tadidam vivakshitam. So vivaksha means vaktamiccha. This is what is intended to be conveyed. Tattvam arthayoho surna kundalinimithivat. The karya karana bhava samsarga bhavati. One is karya karana bhava. Tat is karanam, tvam is karyam, let us say. That kind of samsarga association cannot be between tat and tvam. Anyatra smat krita kritat iti shruti virodhat. From where? Anyatra smat. You don't have, I know, just look at the footnote. You don't have the footnote. Anyatra smat krita kritat. Anyatra dharmat, anyatra dharmat. Anyatrasmat Krata Kathopanishad. Yatvam Pashri Tadvada. Huh? Nachiketa says to Yamaraja, Yatvam Pashyati Tadvada. What you see is what you tell me. Anyatra dharmat, anyatra asmat, krita. That which is different dharma and dharma, krutam and akrutam, cause and effect, anyatra bhuta, past and present. So that Shruti says that Atma is devoid of the idea of cause and effect. It transcends the idea of cause and effect. Napi bhumi usharadivat amshamsi bhavena. Not that Tvam is amsha of Tat. Many acharyas, Vishishtadvaita says that Tvam is the amsha of Tat. Like Ushara, the desert is the amsha of Bhumi. It says Niskalam, Niskriyam, Shantam. Niskalam, partless. For you to be a part, you must be, Ishvara must be possessed of parts. Then only there can be part and Jiva can be part, but Nishkalam, Brahman is partless. Ityadi kutastha ekarasa pradipadaka shruti virodhat. All that is kutastha ekarasa. It is homogeneously changeless, so that it is homogeneous, partless, that you cannot divide, it is not available for division. Napi guna guni bhavena nilam utpaladivat. So nilam utpalam, blue lotus, within tat and tvam you don't have this relationship of the guna and guni, the quality and qualified. Nirgunatva shruti virodhat. Nishkalam nirgunam. So, or nirgunatva shruti virodhat. It is Nishkalam, Niskriyam, Shantam. We'll have to find out Nirgunatva Shruti. Atma is called Nirguna, Brahma is called Nirgunam. So it cannot have guni bhava. Napi jati vyakti vishishta surupadi prakarana prasamsargaha. Nor that jati and vyakti, like the cow and cowness. So that one is jati, tat is jati, tvam is vyakti, that kind of relation also cannot be. So these are different examples of samsarga, or association between the two words, or contact between the two words. Ekameva dvitiyam. Ekam eva dvitiyam swagata sajatya vijatya bhedrahitam. Asangvayam purusha. This purusha, the consciousness, the atma is asanga, unattached. Ityadi shruti virodhat. So, no kind of a sanga is possible. Samsarga is not possible. Samsarga between two words is possible when both of them are possessed of sangatvam. They can be connected or attached to something. But Brahman is asanga. So there cannot be samsarga within tat and tvam because tat is asanga. Tasmad vishishta samsarga virodhi vastu matanishtatvam. Therefore, vastu or the reality which is vishishta samsarga virodhi, which excludes vishishtata. Not that one is qualified by the other. Samsarga, that there is karya karana amsha amshi, that samsarga also is not there. So then, what is it that is devoid of all these samsarga? Qualified, qualification, qualified, or any kind of samsarga, association, contact. Vastumata nishthatvam. So between tat and tvam you can't find relationship. You can't find association. Therefore, they have to mean the same. So that is what is meant, tattvamasi. But apparently, even with the samadhikaranyam, these different kinds of relationships could be communicated. Samadhikaranyam is used not only to indicate identity, but samadhikaranyam can be there if there is amshamshi bhava, guna guni bhava, etc. That's why those bhavas are examined whether is it possible between tat and tvam. Not possible. Therefore, the only thing that is possible is that they are identical. Vastu matra nishthatvam. Both the words tat and tvam will communicate to vastu, to reality, Brahman or consciousness. Vakyasya akhandarthatvam iha vivakshitam. So in this Mahavakya vivakshitam, what is intended to be conveyed by the Shruti is the akhandarthatvam, is homogeneity. Not division, is indivisible meaning. Tathacha vimatam akhandarthanishtam. Then a logic is given, reasoning. Vimatam mahavakyam. Tattvamasi mahavakya is akhandarthanishtam. It is nishtha and akhandarthata. Upadi paramarshamantarena avibhavyamana bhedavastu nishthatvat. See, bheda, vibhavyamana bheda. The bheda between the two words tat and tvam is only when you take into account the upadhi. So tat immediately creates the idea of upadhi of samashti. Tvam creates the idea of upadhi vyashti. So therefore, when these words are considered based on the upadhi, which is what the first idea, because with tvam, a sense of limitedness is always associated. With tat, the sense of remoteness is always associated, and that is due to upadhi. So when upadhi paramarsha is there, when the consideration upadhi is there, then of course one is remote, one is immediate, one is limited, one is limitless. Upadhi paramarshanam antarena. So dropping any association of upadhi of vyashti, samashti. So if from the word tat, this samashtitvam is dropped. From the word tvam, the vyashtitvam is dropped. Then what remains is simply consciousness. Upadhi paramarshamantarena avibhavyamana bhedavastu nishthatvat. Then bhedavastu is possible only when the upadhi paramarsha is there. When upadhi paramarsha is not there, then the bheda also. You see bheda because of the upadhi. Upadhi creates a notion of bheda or the separation between the two but if you don't take into account the upadhi, then there is nothing that will separate the two from each other. So upadhi paramarshamantarena, if upadhi is not taken into account, then vibhavimana bhedavastu nishtha. So what bheda that we have taken for granted, bheda that appears to be there in tat and tvam, is because of taking into account the upadhi. When that is not done, then that bheda will not, will not strike in your mind. Swayam Devadatta. So the Upadeshasahasri and I am both of them as an Upadhi. When the Upadhi is dropped, then you know one Devadatta, the Vyakti Devadatta. Kham Chidram. Kham is space. Chidra is aperture, also is space. Ityadi Vakyavat. No difference between an aperture and space. Space alone appearing as an aperture. Going back to page 398. The footnote 1 should be in the verse 173. First line, Swartasya hyaprahanena vishishtartha samarpakau. Swartasya aprahanena, without giving up their own essential meaning. Vishishtartha samarpakau. They also contribute a Vishishtartha, Tat contributes its own artha, and Tvam contributes its own artha. So says the footnote 1, Evamapi Srimad Acharyahi Vakyavritto Sutritam. It can be anywhere else also, the footnote 1. Srimad Acharyahi Bhashyakarahi Vakyavritto Sutritam. Vakyavritti is the text composed by Bhashyakara. Samsargo va vishishto va vakyartho natra sammatah. Atra in Mahavakya Tattvamasi Tad and Tvam the samsarga or vishesha. The Tat is connected to Tvam in some way or Tat qualifies Tvam in some way. Natra sammatah. That could be so because they are in the same case. Nat sammatah. That is not accepted here. Akhandaikara sattvena vakyartho vidusham matah. Vidusham matah. The wise people take this vakya akhanda akhandaikara sattvena. That Tat and Tvam have the absolutely same meaning. Akhanda ekarasata. Ekarasata, homogeneity. Unbroken, undivided homogeneity. Meaning that they have the exactly same meaning. Vidusham mata. This is what the wise people say. Atra Vishveshwariya Tikavi Yad Upayukta Eva Sangruhyate. So the Tippanikara has given the, according to that, the part of the Tika. Vishveshwariya Tika. I don't think we had this Tika. Is it what we had? Okay. So we have done this text with Tika, by the way, in Kayavanan. Tattvamasi vakye nilotpalamiti vakye eva mukhyat svikarena. So nilotpalam is vakya, consisting of two words. So tat and tvam are thought to be, have a samsarga like nila utpala. Mukhyat svikarena visheshana vishesha rupa samsarga vakyartha samsarga samparka samsarga. So if tvam and tat are looked upon as the nila and utpala, then the relation between the two words will be that of samsarga, visheshana, visheshya, rupa samsarga. Samsarga, the connection, the association between that of the qualification and qualified, attribute and attributed. Anyatara vishishta, anyatara swarupa, vishishta vakyartho va na sammato bhavati. So, vishishto va natra sammataha. So, either विशेषण विशेष अन्यतर विशिष्ट अन्यतर स्वरूप विशिष्ट वाक्यार्थ. So each one is qualified by the other. So Neelam Utpalam, that is Utpala qualified by Neelatvam, or Neelatvam qualified by Utpalatvam. So in that sentence or in that statement, each is qualified. So Anyatara, Vishishta Anyatara, each one qualified by the other. So that is the Vishishta Vakyartha. So that Vakya or that statement will have this kind of Vishesha where each one is qualified by the other. Here Tat qualified by Tvam and Tvam qualified by Tat, that meaning also is not sammata, not accepted. So why not Tatra tu Nila Padartha Nila Gunasya? See, Neelam Utpalam, Utpalam is Dravyam or Padartha. And Nila is the color, is Guna. Utpala Padartha, Utpala Padartha, Utpala Dravyasya. Utpala Padartha. Meaning the word Utpala is what? Utpala Dravyam. The entity called Utpala. Dravya means a substance, but Utpala Dravya means an entity called a lotus. Shukla Patadi Vyavartakataya. So like Shukla Pataha, like a white cloth, same thing. White is the white, is clothness, cloth is whiteness. Because white can be anywhere, it's in the cloth. Cloth can be of any color, it's white. Anyonya Visheshana Visheshamava Samsargarthasya. Each one qualifying the other. Anyatara Vishishta Anyatara Swarupa Vishishtarthasya. So Nilatva Utpalam, Nilatva Vishishta Utpalam, all Utpala Vishishta Nilam. Anyatara Vishishta Anyatara Swarupa Vishishtarthasya, Vishishta and Vishitar. So Anyonya Visheshana Visheshibhava Samsarga. That one is qualification, one is qualified. Or Anyatara Vishishta. So Anyonya Visheshana Visheshya Bhava, meaning each one qualifying the other. Anyatara Vishishta, one qualifying the other. So either you take that qualification one way or qualification both ways. Vakyartha angikare pramananta virodhat. So if you accept that as Vakyartha, where Tvam is qualified by Tat, or each one qualified by the other, so that would contradict the pramanantara. Other pramana meaning that you don't find that Tvam is qualified by Tat or limitless, or Tat qualified by Tvam, or each one qualified by the other. Huh? Pramanantara avirodhat. मुख्यार्थ एवं वाक्यार्थत्वं संगच्छते एक वस्तु निश्चयत्वाद उभयो. So if this Vishesha Vishishta Sambandha is taken, then you take the word in the primary meaning, Tat and Tvam. So if Tvam, so like Neelam Utpalam, then Neel is qualified Utpalam, Utpalam qualifies Neelatvam. Then Neel and Utpala both are taken primary meaning. Similarly also, if Tat and Tvam qualify each other, then both are taken the primary meaning. Mukhyarthayoh vakyarthatvam sangacchate. Ek vastunishtvatvad ubhayoh. Then Mukhyarthatvam. Primary meaning has to be taken of Tat and Tvam. अत्र तु तदर्थ परोक्षत्वादि विशिष्ट चैतन्यस्य त्वमर्थ अपरोक्षत्वादि चैतन्यस्य च अन्योन्य भेद व्यावर्तकतया विशेष विशेष भाव संसर्गस्य विशिष्ट ऐक्यस्य वा वाक्यार्थ अंगीकारे प्रत्यक्षादि प्रमाण विरोधात्. बट हियर तदर्थ परोक्षत्वादि विशिष्ट चैतन्य कॉन्शियसनेस that is qualified by being paroksha or remote, which is what tat means. Tvam artha aparokshadi. What tvam means is aparoksham, the consciousness that is paroksha and consciousness aparoksha. Anyonya bhed vyavartakataya. So because that there is a bhed between the two, visheshana vishesha bhava samsargasya. So therefore to say that they are the same adhikaranam, you accept the visheshana vishesha bhava. One qualifies the other. Or vishishta aikyasya va akyata tvangikare. Or one is qualified by the other and then they are equal. Meaning that visheshana vishesha bhava you take. Then pratyakshadi pramana virodhat. Then you know that you are a limited entity, and then if tat that is limitless qualifies you, then you become limitless. Or tat that is limitless, you qualify that becomes limited. So that contradicts the experience that you have. So therefore this visheshana vishesha bhava cannot be there between the two. It is ubhayam na sammadam ityartha. Therefore either one qualifying the other or each one qualifying each other, that is not possible here in Tattvamasi Mahavakya. That they cannot be guna guni, sambandha cannot be there. Okay. We will continue with the passage in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Kshinamurti Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.